Hello, everyone. Let me quickly do this of a Vancouver news. It says Nigeria Anti-Graft Agency EFCC reportedly seals Malami's home, housing his third wife, late President Buhari's daughter. You know, during the administration of General Buhari, one of his daughters married Malami, or Malami married one of his daughters, whatever it is. But you know, in the last few days, Malami has been under a lot of probe by EFCC or over corruption allegation. I don't have problem with any corruption allegation over anybody, but selective justice is actually injustice. If an allegation of probe is going to be done, let it be a holistic fight against corruption where everyone who is corrupt is being taken on. But anyway, it's really not my thing. My own is just to read the story to you on this one. Operatives of Nigeria's anti-graft agencies on Wednesday evening condoned off the residence of a former Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami San, in what sources describe as a major escalation in a high-profile corruption investigation. Sources told PR Nigeria that several enforcement vehicles belonging to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, accompanied by armed operatives, were deployed to the residence linked to Malami, where Nana Hadiza Buhari, his third wife and a daughter of former President Muhammadu Buhari, was reportedly present. The development comes amid Malami's continued detention by the EFCC over a wide-ranging probe bordering on alleged corruption, money laundering, terrorism financing, and controversies surrounding the management of recovered Abacha loot. Malami, who served as Nigeria's chief law officer between 2015 and 2023, married Nana Hadiza Buhari in July 2022 in a private ceremony held at the presidential villa Mos Aso Rock during the final year of the Buhari administration. She is the former president's third daughter. So I think she's the one, not Aisha Buhari's daughter, but his first wife's daughter. EFCC officials have maintained that although Malami was earlier granted administrative bail, the bail was effectively revoked after he allegedly failed to meet key conditions attached to it. The commission insists that he remains in lawful custody pending further compliance and extended interrogation. Earlier, Sahara reporters reported that Malami alleged that the operatives of EFCC carried out coordinated raids on his offices and private residences shortly after his camp publicly referenced Chapter 9 of the Justice Ayo Salami Judicial Commission of Inquiry report. Let me just stop here as I'm just reading it. I was just thinking, I'm like, hey, Lord have mercy. You know, people don't learn. When power is sweetening people, they don't learn at all. This same Malami, hey, Malami of yesterday, that was the is the one. The ones that are there now, they think they will be forever. These people did 8 years in office, so where Buhari gave them to do, you know, that free hand. But see today, see the one of CBN. See where he has been in custody for how long. See where he is. They used to be the ones that were the alpha and the omega in Nigeria and this thing. But yet, when people come in, they don't bother to sit down and focus and give good governance and serve diligently and go. It's all manner and all sorts that is going on. But anyway, a press release issued on Wednesday and signed by Mohammed Bello Doka, Special Assistant on Media to Malami, said the EFCC action occurred immediately after the release of our statement addressing Chapter 9 of the Salami report. According to the statement, EFCC operatives carried out coordinated raids on our office and on the private residence of Malam Abubakar Malami San in Abuja and Kebbi State. The office alleged that the raids were conducted without prior notice and were expressly directly as searching for documents allegedly connected to Chapter 9 of the Salami report. Yeah, which one is Chapter 9 of the Salami report? It will be interesting actually reading this. Malami's camp described the development as deeply alarming, noting that it followed closely after a public call for the EFCC chairman's recusal on grounds of bias arising from Chapter 9. Okay, I think I know a little bit of this. I don't know what debate. I think I just saw a part where Malami had said that this particular EFCC chairman has a personal vendetta against him, so he's not going to get justice for him. And I think he wanted another, that any other corruption agency should take up the case, because with the EFCC that there's something that they had before. I think that's what he's referring to. This development, the statement said, raises grave concerns about intimidation, retaliation, and the safety of our staff and of Abubakar Malami San. The office further claimed that it was placing Nigerians and the international community on notice, warning that any harm to our personnel or to Abubakar Malami San will be solely attributable to this pattern of conduct. In the statement, Malami's office urged Nigerians, particularly journalists, to interrogate the timing and legality of the EFCC's action, calling on the media to ask vital and genuine questions. So media is important like this. Nigerian citizens are important. Very, very cool. So who are the Nigerians that they are calling? Is it you, Nigeria? Because when they were in government and they were marching over our heads, we were doing NSAS and they were doing pa. They didn't call Nigerians, so they say we are not important, we are not human beings. The journalists that they were, is it the journalists that are supposed to prove? Because the thing about this is that what people don't realize is that when you take away the voice of someone, you are effectively taking away your own voice. They took away the voice of Nigerians for 8 years. People who stood up and spoke up were attacked left, right, and center. Said some of them were arrested, some of them were killed, sent people to shut down the voices of the people. Today, the same you that has shut down the voices of the people, you want the voices of the people. Tell me. And the irony of all of this is the current people who are in this illegitimate government that are enjoying the powers of whatever, they are not learning that tomorrow they will be out, that power is transient. Let me just look at some of the comments, that had come out of this and see what people are saying. The first one say, "Poto fighting poto, corruption fighting corruption. No be me una go use do night of 1,000 laughter." And this is Kweke or Ndukwe Ume saying this. And then this one say, "Please stop bringing Buhari's daughter into the equation. This is gaslighting and making it look like it's a northern affairs." This is someone who calls himself Proudly Nigeria on Twitter, now known as X. And even Buhari doctor collector too, says Nelson Collins. And then we have this one here. EFCC said house inspection time. And apparently this one came with VIP guests. Let me just stop it here and just say to you, oh, very, very cool, very